Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. Got a update video here on D-Race, so it's one that we covered quite a while back actually when we first started the channel. It was very much in an introductory stage in its development, but of course the launch has happened in the last few months across a multitude of different exchanges. But the reason I'm bringing it to the table again now, we have gone into extensive detail about D-Race in that intro video, but just top line for guys that don't know. So of course a big topic around NFTs at the moment. I'm just going to move this galloping horse, he's annoying me already. So NFTs is a big thing at the moment, right? But what these guys have done at D-Race, okay, they've created essentially a virtual kind of aspect of horses in general. Now this is the crazy part. So there's virtual arenas which they've created that you can access through the platform and everything. You can buy and sell horses. You can essentially create your own horses through NFT minting and everything like this. But get this right. So to repopulate or regenerate new horses, as you would in the real world, you can take one NFT horse and another NFT horse, combine them essentially to then develop obviously a new foal or a new horse that you then develop in the races, and obviously you get rewards for the races that they win, and the strength and all these statistics around the horse keep building as it would in real life. But of course you then expand on that. So there's going to be like, if you have a multitude of horses, you can have your own sort of company within the system. Your own portfolio of horses, multitude of races, of course. But then you've got the outsider people being able to like bet on the races and the outcomes of races, etc. Again, as you would in the real world. But this is on a virtual platform. Of course, virtual like gambling and stuff, we always say to people like, we don't like, obviously, advertise gambling as such. Of course, it's not something that we always want to do, but the infrastructure of NFTs and blockchain and everything like this is, it's a really interesting topic, this one. So that's why we kind of brought it to people's attention previously. And also in the recent topics of like the metaverse and everything like that. Imagine, further down the line, you're wandering around, and of course you've got things like Decentraland, who've got like the Atari casinos and things like that in there. And you think, I'm going to go down to the horse races. And you go to something like the D-Race arenas. Again, by the way, these D-Race arenas, you can actually buy yourselves. You can buy the land and create your own ones if you've got development assets and coding. And you can buy and sell that land or arena as well. You can even commercialize it, advertise within it, sponsored, advert boards and things like that in it. So imagine like walking around as your avatar and you go to the races and you're doing this kind of thing, and you're either betting on horses or you own the horses. It's absolutely incredible, like concept behind it, but it's really taken off. And the reason I brought it again to the attention, so Binance have recently added the NFT aspect to their portfolio, and there's some instructions here on the Binance website how to buy and sell NFTs with cash on Binance. So go check that out. It's one of their blogs. But more importantly, is this new aspect of the gaming side for Binance. So the IGO, this is an initial game offering. So they were launched it on a few days ago. I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago, for the launch pad of NFT games and gamers. Who's the first one they're using? D-Race. So this is an opportunity for people to get involved in the game, before it's fully developed, and entertain yourselves with potentially getting some drops like horses. I think they called it, what do they call it? Binancean horses. Very exciting. So 10 types of NFTs, including 5 regular horses and 5 Binancean horses. NFTs on sales are the D-Race NFT horse tickets, which can be exchanged for a horse, a play to earn assets you're able to use in the game, and finding horse tickets the opportunity to receive a D-Race NFT horse before the official game launch. I think this is really cool, because you can go onto the D-Race platform and organise trying to invest in this. The DERC token, which is the D-Race token that you look for in exchange, it's on PancakeSwap. Let's just check the other one. I think PancakeSwap, Uniswap. This is the reason why I didn't get in it originally, because I'm quite lazy. My portfolio is big as it is. I just couldn't be bothered with faffing about with all the swaps. And to be honest, back when it sort of first launched, I'll just go to the all section here on CoinMarketCap, because it's not massively old. But I think when we were originally doing the video around June time, of course it's excelled quite well, to be fair. So, around that sort of 40-50 cent mark. We're currently floating around $2.89. We'll go into a bit of a chart in a second. There's not much data there because it's taken from one of the swap platforms here that you can see below. I did like the fact that it's available on crypto.com exchange. So actually, out of all of those ones, probably one of the easier ones to use for that. So I will look into that and maybe do a follow-up video in a week or so's time as we follow the development of this Binance IGO launch. I think this is really interesting. It's going to take Binance to another level. There's a multitude of things here, NFTs, ice hockey tokens and stuff like that. Our NFT platform, it's not just about, minting collectibles or things like this. NFTs, like non-fungible token, can work in many aspects, including real estate. Eventually anything and everything could be tokenized in an environment where you can essentially, through a virtual world or a real world, be able to transit the transaction. So it's very interesting because people always follow it around artists, music, collectible items. But actually, NFTs will be a multitude of things. Essentially, anything and everything from a produce perspective, material items, like I said, with houses, cars, and things, can actually be NFT related on blockchain. So this D-Race one's really cool. I would definitely be looking into this in a bit more detail. I'm going to try and get a horse, actually, for a laugh, and see how that goes. And I'll let you know how that process worked and how I did it, maybe how that worked through Crypto Exchange, for example. If you're like me that can't use the swap ones for whatever reason, maybe want an easier way through, I'll let you know how I got on with my process. But do check out the intro video for D-Race that we did. We go into really big depth of their white papers and the whole aspect of the whole entire mechanism of the game and stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal. But of course, from the betting gambling perspective, of course, it's a gigantic market. And when we're talking about tokenomics and the virtual world coming in the near future, it's going to be one that is going to absolutely explode. So there's plenty of room to gallop. See what I did there? But guys, that's very much interesting to me. Really looking forward to doing the next video on this. But yeah, here we go. Binance Metaverse. It's all about this topic right now, guys. Anything and everything involved with NFTs and Metaverse. I remember when NFTs was a big thing, like back in the early year, and people were like, "Oh, this is just a bubble. It's going to disappear." Absolute tripe. They clearly didn't know about the aspect of like Metaverse and things like this coming. NFTs is a gigantic, interlacing aspect of Metaverse moving forwards for a multitude of different reasons, and including real world activity as well. So guys, we'll do an update video on that. And then before we wrap up, let's just quickly have a look at the chart. Like I said, there's not a gigantic amount of data that I have here, but it's certainly worth just what we just mentioned before about the initial launch take-in was around 50 cents. If you were early enough on that, or maybe had a look at the videos before when we did that intro one. But certainly since here in the what we're looking at here on the platform of Uniswap data, from the 3rd of August down here, a close of a low of like 32 cents that we see down here. So we've had a nice little rise, really. Highest point I think at the moment was around that sort of $4.30. So it's had a bit of a retracement, a bit of a pullback here. But I will do a proper analysis on this in the next video. But I just wanted to bring to your attention that actually clearly this is really not necessarily taking off massively, but it's certainly something to keep your eye on. And again, when I talk about research of projects, think about its mechanism in the real world and what it's doing with things like the metaverse in the future. Think 5-10 years ahead. Okay, it's not all about always the short-term gains and stuff. Of course, you want to try and get short-term gains, but when you're investing, if you're looking into investment properly, really think about where this kind of project will go. Identify loads of different videos. Go and check out our intro one and get a model in your mind about how this will take off. You think about the real world racehorsing aspect. Sell out tickets left, right, and centre. Things like I go to Ascot every now and then, I'll admit. You got like Cheltenham here in the UK, a massive, Ladies' Days, Royal Ascot, all of this stuff, completely sold out. Multitude of tickets purchased, drinks are expensive, and this, that, and that. Money is spent at these things. So imagine on a virtual world, and you just sit with your goggles on there as if you're in the stadium watching your horses running around, or even owning horses, your own stable, and being, maybe you're even producing new horses. Like, it's incredible commercial opportunity, advertising opportunity, as well as interaction and engagement with a multitude of a massive audience that's already out there. So guys, we'll wrap that video out there, but I just thought it'd be very interesting to chuck that out. Let us know what you think. Are you even holding DERC already? Incredible if you are, because it really is an under the radar project. It's obviously not fully launched yet, but I truly believe once this gets going, it's full steam ahead, out the gates, as they say. So let us know. We'll wrap that up there, guys. Looking forward to the next update video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.